What's really concerning on Broadway for me is that we see a lot up on the roofs. So we see that people are getting up onto these buildings, maybe going 3 or 4 buildings over and then spray painting everywhere there. So that's very dangerous for people to go and cover that or deal with it. But also there's very costly equipment up on the roofs, including solar panels. And there's some roofs, like these are old buildings, you don't want people up there. Like, it's unsafe, and that amount of damage that could possibly happen to a small business is so detrimental. In the past, they had an officer that was dedicated to graffiti, and that seemed to work very well, and that was also a point of contact for the businesses so that they knew that someone was focusing on it. We'd just like to see, I think, more police in general in the districts at some of those other hours, the late night hours.
Well, I guess if you look around, and if you read the article from 2016 in the Star Phoenix about the individual who's going around cleaning the graffiti off, some of the private property and public property, it's a significant cost to the city. If we look at the removal of a rail car, for example, off a rail line to remove graffiti, that's about $5,000 a day. If you look at closing down lanes of traffic to clean up overhead signs, that impacts the wider community as well.
I had mentioned that if we were to just look at the statistics in terms of what's reported to us, the numbers don't tell the whole story, because we know that there's victims of graffiti that don't report to the police. So we made a decision back in mid-2015 to redeploy some positions to the front line. And at that time, one of the positions was the graffiti position. So I'm not opposed to going back and taking a further look at the statistics and whether or not we need to readdress this in a different fashion. What we have agreed to do, though, is we're going to contact some other departments within the city of Saskatoon, because graffiti is not just a policing issue as well. And we'll try and work with them as well to try and come up with a more civic-driven approach to how to address graffiti in the future.